Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat?
Couple just on the medical side. Devin Neal, he's got a hamstring, so he'll be probably a couple weeks here. Moochie Dixon, he had a shoulder, so he's just kind of day-to-day. And then Juwan stayed day, but he'll be fine. He should be good to go. Those were the three guys that kind of outside of the ones that already have pre-existing things.
That's Kellen Moore after practice on Tuesday, and it's unfortunate about Devin Neal. Of course, Devin Neal, the Saints' sixth-round draft pick out of Kansas, the all-time rushing leader in Kansas history, and a guy maybe who is a step slow and but for being a step slow against the clock. Might have been a much higher draft pick considering his productivity in college. But hamstring injury, and that's unfortunate. He'll miss a couple of weeks. And it's just a time where you can ill afford to do that because now you're getting into the preseason action, and because there's only 3 preseason games now as opposed to 4, and that's a time where guys will tend to maybe break a tie with a performance in a preseason game after putting on in camp practices. We know now Devin Neal's going to miss the preseason game against the Chargers and very likely the second preseason game as well. So we'll see if he's back in time for the third one. And when you look at that running back room with Kamara and Kendre Miller and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and then Devin Neal in there as well, and a guy like Cam Akers, another veteran who's hanging around vying for starting a job, it's tough because even today, Kellen Moore was asked like how many running backs he wants to keep. Like, here was the answer.
Yeah, most of the time it's 3 or 4 in an NFL roster when you're talking about a 53-man roster, and then 1 or 2 on practice squad. And so, really we'll see how it all plays out.
So if it's 3 or 4 and then a couple of more maybe on the practice squad, that could be potentially where Devin Neal is eyeing a spot is on the practice squad. If you cut him and you're able to keep him. But if you look at the unofficial depth chart, that the Saints put out there, there's a lot still to be determined. But when you look at how they listed running back on this depth chart, it was there. It is. Sorry, it was Kamara, Kendre Miller, Cam Akers 3, then Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Velus Jones, Devin Neal, and Marcus Yarns. That's the order. And Kamara's the obvious one, and I think although he struggled, it's also, I think, a pretty natural thought that Kendre Miller would be number 2 because of the investment, the draft capital investment you have in him, even if it was the previous coaching staff. And so then you're looking at the third spot. It feels like it's one of the 2 veterans with Cam Akers or Clyde Edwards-Helaire, unless if someone like Devin Neal or Velus Jones or Marcus Yarns could go out there, pop, and win a job. I mean, we've seen that in the past. Someone like Thomas Jones, I remember, had a great preseason game against the Ravens and won himself a roster spot as a result in the past. So that can happen, but that opportunity now is gone for Devin Neal. It's unfortunate because, listen, at times throughout this camp, Kellen Moore has praised the job Devin Neal has done, especially early in camp.
Yeah, no, Devin's done an awesome job. Protection's been a huge thing. I think just continue to reinforce, like, this guy in protection is really, really good, and that's a huge thing for us. It's a really, really important aspect of playing running back. His ability to feel in the run game, and then his ability to make some plays in the pass game. He caught a choice route out of the backfield today in a team setting, and so, we feel really good with where he's heading.
So we know, so you felt good about it, but, again, this is a guy that this staff drafted, so they're high on him, but he's going to miss a key opportunity. And so when you look at the way that the depth chart was laid out, Devin Neal was already 5th on this depth chart. So now you go into this preseason game with Devin Neal not there. That means someone else gets those opportunities. The other thing that Kellen Moore said today, they were kind of asked him, has it been difficult to evaluate these running backs so far?
Yeah, the volume's a little bit tricky just because we have probably more than you normally would coming into a camp, but they're all worthy. There's not one guy in there that can't make our 53. They're all really good players. And then, the tackling component is real, and that's what you're most excited about with those guys in preseason.
So you've got 7 running backs. You heard him say typically keep 3, maybe 4 on your active roster and 2 on the practice squad. So that's 5, maybe 6 that will have an opportunity to stay with the team, and someone's going to be the odd man out. Right now, Marcus Yarns is at that spot, one ahead of Devin Neal, but Neal's going to be out a couple of weeks. So, look, a 6th-round draft pick isn't assured of anything. But they liked him enough to pick him and use a draft pick on him, and that would seemingly give him an edge over someone like Marcus Yarns, but not if you're not healthy and can't be on the field. So, disappointing for Devin Neal, but we'll watch that here over the next couple of weeks when he get back out on the field. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.